Just thought I'd throw a video together real quick showing what I've done to this Bronco. I just added a heat sink to it. Glued on with Loctite blue. It'll come off, I don't know. It's on there pretty good though. Front shocks had to heat up with a lighter. The top shock ball mount right here, and squish it in just a little bit. It kept popping off. This one popped off earlier too. Basically it blew the whole front suspension apart. The upper link on this side, this shock, and this shock, I think down low came loose. Anyway, had to reassemble that. Redid the wires through here. I've taped off the windows because I'm going to fix that spot where the liquid plastic dissolved. Give me a second. It dissolved the styrene when I put that magnet in to hold the roof on. That's the Momoho BTS whatever Bluetooth module. Was a speaker pod. Disassembled it, added the Urgent battery. This light bar right here, I have curved it so it will fit in here. This is what it was originally. I have 3 of these. You count the lights in it. There are a bunch. It's really bright. Anyway, that's hooked up directly to speaker positive, negative. So as the beat hits and the vocals get loud through the speakers, the light flashes, pulsates. There are 3 speakers here. They all do work. These are out of old tablets. This one's out of a TV. I do believe a small TV. It was a little flat screen that my kids knocked off a shelf and broke. D4L system velcroed to the floor. The light module comes through the hood. The light module is actually right here. The light module wires go through the firewall. I had to cut a hole there for that. Ignore the wiring. The wiring is ugly, ugly, ugly. It's the first lights I've ever done. LEDs, micro SMDs. I did port this speaker because I shortened the box. I took the box apart and I cut approximately that much out. Basically, the bottom of the speaker is now flush with the bottom of the speaker box. The way it came, there was a gap underneath the speaker about that much, but I needed that space to get it in here. So did that and then ported it, got a little bit better audio out of it. This is the engine sound for the D4L, or as it says on it, D401E. I've done magnets back here. This one moved as the glue was drying, so it doesn't seal down all the way on these. Doesn't pull down all the way. Not worried about it. I did find the windshield wipers. Not trying to glue anything perfectly. This thing's for driving and beating up. It does not crawl good. It will pop wheelies because that speaker is heavy. That big speaker. The magnet underneath that speaker is probably, well, it's as big around as my thumb. It's a pretty good size magnet on there. And the whole bottom of that speaker is metal instead of plastic or like these other ones. These kind right here are, this is the exact same kind. It's just a black instead of chrome. I've got 2 of these. Planning on doing another build with a Bluetooth module in it. Not sure what I'll put it in. I will have to redo my suspension links and get them the right length on the lowers, because if you look, my drive shaft angle is really weird it's staying together. And thank God I put them steel pins in there, because them solid metal pins are not breaking. You can see it on the front one a little bit. I'll turn the flash on. Right there. Those little pins right there originally are hollow, and I've replaced them with sewing needle pins to keep them from breaking, because I did break the front one on the original, the hollow. Awkward position, awkward angle for the rear shocks, but it's working. This is such a tight fit for the way that I've notched it for the speaker. Everything is sealed with black RTV silicone on the inside of the box, all the way around. So there is no port in that for air. It sounds best with no port whatsoever. Has more bass. Don't know the ratings of the speakers. I just know that I had a bag full of speakers out of old cell phones, tablets, TVs, alarm clocks. Still got a box full of larger ones. These were the only ones that really pushed this Momoho Bluetooth module to the point it is now. It sounds best with this setup. So literally all 4 of these speakers are for the Bluetooth module, audio, whatever you want to call it, stereo system. This is just the engine sound, so 5 speakers in total. It's quite a bit of weight on this thing, which is why I've used the heavier springs on the shocks in the front. It's kind of stiff, but the rear, I had to put, because of the weight of the speaker, there is actually, this is the original small spring, but here I've got 2 springs. There's a large one that fits over the inside one, the original one, and they are the stiffer springs on the inside here too. Same rating as the front ones, but this outer spring is really stiff, but it's not so stiff that it doesn't give it some bounce, flex. Honestly, it's still too soft. The suspension flexes so much when it's driving forward and backwards. It literally just flops over to the sides, like, you know, and it pops wheelies front and back with a full battery. I know that the wheelies going forward is because there's a lot of weight in the rear and barely any in the front. I still have a lot of touch-up work to do. I'm going to have to tape off all the windows, tape off everywhere that's been painted black already, and give it a light scuffing with some really light sandpaper, and then apply another coat of orange to touch up spots like this. When I was dremeling out the lights, I scuffed it a few places. I touched it right here with my fingernail when I was removing the tape when I painted it. And there's other places where I boogered it up a little bit, scuffed it. Same spot right here. Couple of spots right there on that corner. And just general wear from touching it for the last 3-4 years. Working on it a little bit here and there. Has rubbed places thin, door locks. I haven't found the door handles. I know they're in a box somewhere. I have too many model kits, personally, for myself. The hood, you can see that there's a large magnet directly underneath here, and that is what holds the back of the hood down. This is a piece of an X-Acto blade because I didn't have a magnet paper thin, basically, so that literally just pulls it down on there. It's lightly held on. There is 2 magnets in the front, one here, and that's what holds the hood on. So, and if you pop the hood up in the front, it pulls it forward. So, yep. Let's see. The lights, these are rectangle or square LEDs. I don't know. I've seen them in old controllers, old RC controllers. They're a type of LED it's a rectangle or square. These are both brake lights on each side. These are turn signals and flashers, hazard flashers. These are the micro SMDs that came with the Orlandoo. None of these came with Orlandoo stuff. The reverse lights are white. The side marker lights, all four lights are white, but I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change the color. I think I'm gonna see if I can find some yellow clear plastic and put yellow lights, yellow lenses on them. Did the same. Let me turn flash off because of that chrome. Come on now. Okay. The rear turn signal lights, these are the same kind, those little square ones. I don't know if you can see them in the front. I think I've hidden them. Yeah, they're buried in there. Can't see them. Oh, and I silicone them. I didn't do anything on here to where things will be swappable. As far as electronics, once they burn out, they're burned out unless I pull all the silicone out. You see where I modified the floor right here with sheet styrene? That is literally just to have a flat spot for the D4L system. Battery will go on the other side. There's a little foam sticky pad thing there. That's basically all that's holding that speaker in. It will move if that's not there. So, random pieces of plastic are my body clips that I just super glued together and got in there. I have basically 3 different levels with the front. I can drop it all the way up, pull it all the way up to here, which lowers the front, or I can put it in between. The frame rail just set in between those, and it doesn't slide around hardly at all. And that raises it up just a little bit, but I use this one right here to raise it up as high as I can get it for clearance for these big ass tires. And the rear one's basically just one's height. So Bluetooth.